I think gatherings of communities of practice is a good time to bring together people who are working in the same area to share lessons, to share experiences, and also to look at the common challenges that they are confronting in the work that they're doing and in the countries they're doing. It's also a good time and to bring them to a place where they can have the time and space to ponder and to think and to discuss issues with their colleagues and peers that they otherwise would not have had the opportunity to do. And from my perspective as a gender person, I mean, a gathering of a community of practice such as public sector management and governance allows me also to talk to them as a group and to discuss issues of gender equality and women's empowerment that can be tackled through public institutions and public processes and decision making. Public institutions are very critical for advancing goals, development goals such as poverty reduction or gender equality. And for effective public institutions to function, they need to be much more aware of the differences in society in terms of being able to design and formulate policies that meet all the various groups and are not skewed in favor of one group or another. So from a gender perspective, we find that talking to public sector management people is a good way for us to push forward on an agenda that requires public institutions and public decision-making processes to be more gender inclusive. Gender equality and women's empowerment is a kind of sensitive area because you're dealing or you're navigating very, age-old, entrenched cultural and traditional attitudes about men and women's roles. So you're dealing with something that is close to everybody. Everybody has a view on it or some perception of it. So how we have tried to build ownership has been to really focus the discussion and arguments around efficiency and equity. So if you're going to ignore 50% of the population, then you are really ignoring or you're not harnessing the talents, the human capacity, and the potential of half of your population, and that is really inefficient and not very smart thing to do. So the way in which we have tried to build this is to do advocacy and awareness raising around issues of efficiency and equity, and to demonstrate that there can be enormous economic and social returns from including the other half. But at a more programmatic or project level, we have used, again, the approach of learning by doing. So when we are able to demonstrate that good results can be delivered if you integrate gender equality concerns in your programs, then people are much more convinced of this. So we try to convince government counterparts that integrating gender equality issues will really deliver a better benefit for the project and will deliver better outcomes in the longer term. But it is still not an area that we have mastered. I mean, I think it's in different social situations, in different cultural circumstances, we have to take slightly different approaches. As time goes on, I think the benefits of gender equality and women's empowerment is seen by the governments, and they are all, I think, on board. But the extent to which they are willing to focus in this area is still something that we need to work on.